ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Om. Additional notes. Till now we have covered 11 suktas from Mandalam 1. The first 10 are perceptions of sage Madhuchandas, and the last is of Madhuchandajeta. To make it more explicit, these wise sages are reporting their observations of nature and inferences through these suktas. In the first 9 suktas, sage Madhuchandas talks about resplendent beings such as Agni, Indra, Vayu, Ashwin, Soma, etc. in verse form, V-E-R-S-E, verse form, containing 24 letters divided into 3 equal parts or padas. Hence, this form is called a 3-pada song or Gayatri. The last 2 suktas are in 4-pada song Anushtup containing 32 letters each. At this point, readers are reminded of the fact that perceptions of Vedic sages are to be taken as belonging to and meant for the whole mankind and is beyond space and time. All other things, including the so-called resplendent beings mentioned before, are creations of ignorant minds. Please be aware of this fact and remember it all the time whenever you are going through Vedas seriously. Now we shall take up the analysis of findings of another great sage, Sage Medhatithi, in the next 3 sessions. Suktam 12. Kanva Medhatithi Devata Agni Gayatri Chanda Agnim Dudam Mrnimahe. We invoke Agni, who is the messenger of Atma or the Self, is the receiver and distributor of oblations, is omniscient, and is a good inspirer of this knowledge sacrifice. Here the sacrifice could be grass one, in which material offering is made to a fire, or a knowledge sacrifice where this sukta is the oblation. Agni, heat in a living body, is a sign of presence of Atma in the heart space of this body. Agni activates all participants of the sacrifice. 1.12.2 Agnim. Sacrificers invoke spiritual Agni, only spiritual Agni, who is the master of all people, is bearer of sacrificial oblations and is dear to all, with sacrificial offerings and hymns constantly. Use of the word Agni twice in this slok can be explained as follows. One Agni refers to Agni within the body of the sacrificer and the other external to him. Alternately, one could be grass fire and the other spiritual Agni. Master of all people indicates this fact. 1.12.3 Agni Devang Ihavaha. O sacrifice-loving Agni, you are brilliant, a receiver of oblations, are to be respected. May you bring all shining beings to our knowledge sacrifice here. Shining beings could be enlightened souls or imaginary divinities like Indra. 1.12.4 Tang Ushato Vi. O spiritual Agni, when you go as messenger to the sacrifice desiring shining beings, then inform them and come and sit with the shining beings on the sacrificial place of sacrifice. place of sacrifice could be the minds of sacrificers. 1.12.5 Ghृताहवना Didiva. O brilliant, invoked by ghee oblations, Agni, please burn completely all demons who are out to harm us or demonic instincts of our minds. With reference to a knowledge sacrifice, the Daman is most likely to be within one's own mind, namely sinful thoughts. 1.12.6 Agnina Agni, the wise master of the house, ever young, bearer of sacrificial oblations, Gras Agni, who has Juhu for the mouth, is kindled and is burning well with firewood from plants. The Rik is referring to a sacrificial fire and is self-explanatory. 1.12.7 Kavimagnim. O friends, in this non-violent knowledge sacrifice, offer worship to soul of Agni, who is wise like a sage, is protector of truth, is shining brightly, and he drives away all pain and fright. This could be an Agni in a knowledge sacrifice. Agni, the spirit or soul of energy, is the protector of Atma, the truth, namely birthlessness. 1.12.8 Yes Tvam Agni. O shining Agni, may you become the protector of one who serves you with oblations, who is the messenger of the self or of the shining beings. Agni can be a messenger of shining beings or enlightened souls also. 1.12.9 O Agni, Yo Agnim Devavitaye. O Agni, may you delight him who is a possessor of sacrificial oblations and who offer oblation to Agni for distribution to training beings. 1.12.10 Sana Pavaga Dirivo. O brilliant, pure spiritual Agni, may you bring shining beings to us here and please accept our sacrificial oblations and also this sacrifice. 1.12.1 Sanas Stavanabhara. Being praised thus with new hymns in Gayatri Chandas, may he, the spiritual Agni, procure for us wealth in the form of food, illustrious offerings, etc. 1.12.12 Agni Shukrena Shojisha. O Agni, resplendent with shining flames, may you accept this worshipful hymns together with invocations to all shining beings. We are going to the next Sukta, Suktam 13, Medha Tithi Kanva Rishi. This is known as Apriya Sukta. It's on Agni mainly. Chandas, Gayatri, Devata can be taken, Agni and others who are mentioned under each rik. 1.13.1 Susamidho. O well-burning Agni, please bring all the shining beings here to us who are possessors of sacrificial oblations. O purifier of sins, Agni, be the acceptor and distributor of offerings and honor them. In principle, Agni could be gross, subtle, or spiritual. Shining beings can be imaginary divinities or enlightened souls. Spiritual Agni burns away all sinful thoughts from the mind of an intelligent sacrificer. 1.13.2 Madhumantam. O wise self-generated Agni, please accept the sweet offerings of our sacrifice now and make them for distribution among the shining beings. Agni is appearing as the soul of energy because of ignorance associated with the self, Atma, and hence he is self-generated. Energy is a superimposition on the birthless Brahman. As such, the rig is otherwise self-explanatory. Next, 1.13.3 Narasham Samiha. In this our sacrifice here, prepared with sweet and loving hymns, we invoke spiritual Agni, who is the object of adoration of all human beings. Most appropriately, the sacrifice means knowledge sacrifice. 1.13.4 Agne Sukhatame Rathe. O sweet soul of Agni, implored by you, may the shining beings be brought here in a shining vehicle. You are an intelligent and beneficial receiver of sacrificial oblations. In all these riks and suktas, shining beings could be imaginary divinities or enlightened souls depending upon the kind of sacrifice that is being referred to. 1.13.5 Strinida. O wise sages, where appearance of nectar occurs, there in that place of sacrifice be sprinkled continuously Agni with Sruva or Juhu, whose back is shining with ghee. When immortal Agni makes his presence felt in the minds, O wise man, make him stay there permanently with continuous offer of oblations. This is the implied meaning of the rig. 1.13.6 Vishrayantam. O wise sacrificers, sages, may the shining doors to the sacrificial hall, which are enhancers of nature's laws, be certainly and continuously set open today, now itself, for performing the knowledge sacrifice. A knowledge sacrifice is meant to enhance knowledge. Natural and spiritual. So the doors to the sacrificial hall are said to be enhancers of nature's laws. 1.13.7 Nakto Shasa Supeshasa. I invoke the lovely night and day in this sacrifice of ours for sitting in this sacrificial place. The reg implies that the knowledge sacrifice is being performed during the day and at night. For that reason, seer of the Sukta is seeking their presence in this sacrifice. 1.13.8 Sta Sujihva Uvahve. We praise the two Agnis who are sweet-tongued, acceptors of sacrificial oblations, are shining or enlightened and wise. May they honor this sacrifice by their presence. The two Agnis are gross or physical energy and the soul of energy, the spiritual Agni. 1.13.9 Ila Saraswati Mahi. May these shining beings, pleasure-giving, unfailing Ila, Saraswati, and the great world, earth or universe, be seated in this place of sacrifice. The three shining beings are personified flow of praise, Ila, personified learning or wisdom, Saraswati, and Mother Earth or Prakriti. 1.13.10 Ihas Tvashtaram. We invoke here the firstborn, Tvashta, the Creator, who possesses infinite diverse forms. May He be ours alone. Tvashta, the Creator, may mean Ishvara, who is the creator of the firstborn Hiranyagarbha, and Virat Purusha, possessor of infinite forms. 1.13.11 Avasrja Vanaspate. O shining Lord of the forest, spiritual Agni, let loose your splendor. May a sacrificer who offers oblations to shining beings get a shower of intelligence. Lord of the forest are plants or trees which are storehouses of chemical energy. Hence, Agni can be said to be the Lord of the forest. This Agni may appear in different forms of energy. May Agni shower intelligence on a man who meditates on the soul of energy, Agni. This is the implied meaning here. 1.13.12 Swaha Yajnam. May the shining beings hail this sacrifice performed in the house of the performer of sacrifice for Indra. There we invoke the shining beings. May the shining beings be appreciative of this knowledge sacrifice or this sukta. Next sukta is Suktam 14. Rishi, the same, Kanva Medhatithi, Devata Vishvedeva, and Gayatri Chanda. Aibhiragne Duvogiro. O spiritual Agni, come here please with all shining beings for drinking or enjoying the Soma essence, and also accept this honor and Vedic speeches. Here Soma is a subtle type, namely the Sukta, which the seer is offering to Agni and other shining beings, as this is a knowledge sacrifice. 1.14.12 Atva Kanva. O wise soul of Agni, praisers are invoking you. They extol your wisdom. O Agni, please come here with all shining beings. In this look also, the sacrifice refers to a knowledge sacrifice. Agni and shining beings must be taken in the appropriate sense. 1.14.3 Indravayu Brihaspatim. Let the sacrifice honor Indra and Vayu, Brihaspati, Mitra, and Agni, Pusha, Bhaga, Adityas, and Marudganas. All the entities mentioned here are being honored in this sukta, or are being talked about in this knowledge sacrifice. 1.14.4 Pravobhriyanta. O shining beings, delightful accelerating and sweet drops of Soma essence present in the space and earth are being procured for you for your enjoyment. Drops of spiritual Soma, flowing essence of Atma, manifests as infinite material objects in the space and on the earth. These are supposed to be for the enjoyment of shining beings who themselves are appearing from the drops of spiritual Soma. 1.14.5 Ilade Tvam, O spiritual Agni, favor-seeking praisers, preparing the place of sacrifice and possessing necessary sacrificial oblation, invoke you only here. 1.14.6 Kritaprashtha Manoyujo, O shining Agni, those bearers, horses or flames, having their back shining with ghee and yoked to only the mind which carry you, let them bring the shining beings here for drinking the Soma essence. May Agni's flames bring the shining beings to this knowledge sacrifice for listening to these praiseful hymns. This is one meaning. 1.14.7 Tanyajatrang, O gross Agni, having good tongue-like flames, may you make this sacrificer, enhancer of nature's laws, and possessor of a wife. Also, make these worship-worthy shining beings enjoy the sweet essence. May Agni help the seer of the Sukta to extend knowledge about nature and to obtain a suitable life partner. May he make shining beings enjoy this Sukta. Next is 1.14.8 Ye Yajatra, O shining Agni, whoever are worship worthy, whoever are to be honored, in this oblation offering sacrifice, may they drink this delicious drink with your tongue. Actions of all shining beings are Agni driven, or they are activated by gross Agni only, which means physical Agni, heat, etc. They enjoy or drink Soma essence with the assistance of Agni. This is implied here. 1.14.9 Akim Suryasya, the wise receiver of oblations, gross Agni, woken up in the morning, may increase our sacrificial actions to all beings coming from the same space illumined by the brightness of the sun. Agni is being requested to give sufficient energy for extending or enhancing sacrificial actions to all shining beings Next, 1.14.10. Vishwebhi Somyam. O spiritual Agni, please drink or enjoy the sweet Soma essence along with Indra, Vayu, and other shining beings associated with the abode of Mitra. Abode of Mitra means the shining space illumined by the sun or Atma. 1.14.11. Tvam hota manurhito. O soul of Agni, you are the benefactor of mankind and receiver of oblations. You sit in all sacrifices. May you honor this knowledge sacrifice. 1.14.12. Yukshva Hyarushi Rathe. O resplendent Agni, yoking reddish, greenish and chestnut-colored horse-like flames to your chariot, may you indeed bring here all shining beings with the help of those horses or flames. This may not need any further explanation. We go to the next sutta, 15. Medhatithe Kanva Indra Maruta Tvashta Agni Mitra Varunau Dravinoda Ashwinau Cha Devada. Gayatri Chanda. Indra Somam Piparutuna. 1.15.1. O Indra, may you drink this Soma through all seasons of the year. This exhilarating drops of Soma may enter you or your stomach, rejoicing in that place. Here Soma could be physical or gross, subtle or spiritual. Indra could be adhidevik or adhyatmic. With this classification, one can interpret this Rik in three ways. 1.15.2. Maruta Pivata Ruduna. O Maruts, drink Soma from the officiating priests of the sacrifice through all seasons of the year. O excellent givers of gifts, stand firmly by our sacrifice and also purify it. May Maruts or Pranas enjoy this hymn coming straight from the seer of the Sutta and purify this knowledge sacrifice. Air is known to be one of the purifiers of nature. Next one, 1.15.3. Abhiyajnam. O spiritual Agni, you are the dispenser of the best jewel. May chief officiating priest possessing good voice approve of our sacrificial praiseful hymns. May you drink Soma essence through all seasons of the year. May Agni listen to these praiseful hymns always. Best jewel implies self-knowledge, which means that Agni stands for the soul of energy. 1.15.4. Agni Devan Ihavaha. O soul of Agni, may you bring May you bring all shining beings here and make them sit in the 3 sacrificial sessions of or 3 worlds. Please honor them and drink Soma essence through all seasons of the year. May Agni make the shining beings sit in their appropriate places in the 3 worlds: Bhu, Bhuva, Swa, earth, atmosphere, and the shining space. 1.15.5 Brahmanadindra Radhasa. O Indra, your friendship is indestructible indeed. May you drink Soma essence according to the seasons from the wealth of Navos of Brahman. Being universal Jivatma, Indra's friendship is indestructible. Knowers of Brahman have extracted the flowing essence of Atma, Soma, for Indra to drink. This is being implied here. 1.15.6 Yuvam Daksham Dhritavrata. O maintainers of law and order, Mitra and Varuna, may you too desire our intellect enhancing and difficult to destroy sacrifices through all seasons. Mitra and Varuna are considered to be lording over the universe during the day and night, respectively. Hence, they are said to be maintainers of law and order, or Rutta. The other part needs no elaboration. 1.15.7 Dravinoda Dravinaso. In these non-violent knowledge sacrifices, wealth-desiring sacrificers, handling the necessary sacrificial instruments, invoke the wealth-giving, resplendent spiritual Agni. 1.15.8 Dravinoda Dadatuno. May the wealth giver Agni bestow on us that wealth which is well known and which we shall acquire from among the shining beings. That wealth stands for self-knowledge, Brahmajnana. 1.15.9 Dravinoda Pipishati. Giver of gift, spiritual Agni, wishes to drink Soma from the vessel of the chief priest through all seasons. O sacrificers, move to the sacrificial place, offer oblations and stay put there. Based on comments, meaning of this ruk should not be difficult to understand. 1.15.10 Yatva Turiya. O shining Agni, when we invoke the Supreme Spirit, you, through all seasons, then may you become the giver of ultimate wealth to us. When spiritual Agni is meditated on as the Supreme Spirit, then he reveals ultimate truth, birthless Brahman. This is the implied meaning. Supreme Spirit Turiya is the 4th state. The other 3 are manifested states: causal, subtle, and gross worlds, 3, 2, 1 respectively. See Mandukya Upanishad. 1.15.11 Ashwina Pibatam Madhu. May Ashwins, who are shining with rays and flames, are of virtuous conduct and carriers of knowledge sacrifice, drink the sweet essence through all the seasons. Here, Ashwins can be thought of as Paramatma Jivatma combined. Paramatma emits spiritual light rays and Jivatma emits subtle and gross flames or light. 1.15.12 Garhapatyena Sandhya. O bestower of gifts, shining Agni, along with householders' fire, you are conductor of sacrifice through all seasons. May you invoke shining beings for the sake of a desirer of shining beings. This is all for today. Viramastavat.